So we have another camera that's come out. Let's talk about this one. All right, so if you don't know, the camera that I'm talking about is the DJI Action 6. Now, this camera has been rumored for a while, and now it's officially dropped. So I just want to give my take and my opinion on the camera. I do not have it, so let me say that. I don't have the camera. I have not shot with it. This is just my opinion based off of the specs and other videos that I've seen. First off, let me say, you should buy whatever it is that you want. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If you say that you want this camera, then buy it. It's your money. Spend it on what you want to, okay? I'm just gonna give my opinion on if this camera was really needed, if it is an upgrade, or is it just something that DJI has put out just to appease people. The first thing I want to talk about is what everybody's kind of hyping up, and that's the new 1/1.1 inch sensor, which really isn't a new sensor. I mean, it's the same sensor that's in the Pocket 3, if I'm not mistaken. Now, it might be new, I guess, to the action cameras, but the Action 5 Pro has a 1/1.3 inch sensor. So technically, it's the same size. It's just how it's used, I guess, is different. I don't know the whole science behind it, but in my opinion, that's not that big of an upgrade to really hype up, but there are some people that may love it, and I'm gonna tell you why here in a minute. So with the new sensor comes the ability to be able to shoot in vertical and horizontal. So with the Action 5, if you want to get vertical shots and you want them not look cropped in and have enough, top headroom, then you just turn the camera vertical and shoot that way. Well, with the Action 6, you don't have to do that because the sensor, the size of the sensor now allows you to be able to get that headroom without having to punch in on the image and crop in when you go vertical. Plus, it has a mode that you can put it in. I think they call it portrait mode, where it automatically frames vertical anyway. So you can frame up your shots that way. Now, the Action 5 Pro does have the 4:3 aspect ratio. And for me, that's just fine if I want to repurpose some footage. I mean, I don't know, it's really not that big of a deal for me, but for some people it might be because you don't have to turn the thing vertical and all of that. So take it as you will. One of the other new features is a variable aperture lens on it. So it goes anywhere from 2.0 to 4.0 on the aperture. Now, this is kind of tricky because we know there's other things that get involved when it comes to depth of field. So the problem with action cameras has always been sharpness and focusing, right? So even with the Action 5 Pro, sometimes when you look at the image on the screen, the background may be more in focus than actually you. And now they did solve this, and I'm gonna talk about that here in a little bit. But I guess with this variable aperture, I guess you could stop down if you needed to, and try to get it more in focus, or you can go all the way down and shoot it wide open to try to get some sort of bokeh in the background. Now, with the sensor still being small, even though it's a good sized sensor for an action camera, the sensor is still small. So the bokeh, in my guess, probably isn't going to look that great, nor is it going to be that strong. But it is there for somebody or for people who that might be a feature for that you might like. So some of the other features that it has a 38 megapixel sensor on it for pictures. It shoots the same 4K up to 120, HD up to 240. It's all the same with the Action 5 Pro also. One difference is that the Action 5 Pro had 47 gigabytes of internal storage. The Action 6 has 50 gigabytes of internal storage. Now, this is definitely a plus because the more internal storage you have, the more you don't have to think about bringing an SD card. With my Action 5 Pro, I have never used it with an SD card, and I haven't had any problems with storage or anything like that. So that's definitely a plus and definitely a win that they did add more storage to the Action 6. Now, one new thing that a lot of people are talking about is the addition of a macro lens for this camera that you can buy separately, or I don't know if it comes with the package that you buy, I don't know. But it has a macro lens. Now, I've seen some video footage of it, and let me say that it is not a true macro lens, okay? Don't grab this thinking you're gonna get these really, really tight close-up shots with this lens. Now, you can get closer with the lens. It does get a lot closer than just the standard lens on it, but it's not technically a macro lens. And I'm assuming they're calling it a macro lens because you can get closer. And for an action camera, I mean, that makes a difference. So look at it like this. Look at it, it's an additional lens that you can get for the camera, which is first, and it will allow you to be able to get a closer focusing distance. But if you're looking for true macro shots, the iPhone 15, 16, 17, the macro mode on those cameras are great. I would say just use it if you just need macro shots, or you can use a macro lens on your main camera or whatever. So real quick, I wanted to jump in here. The footage that I used in this video came from Tamara Gabriel and YC Imaging. So if you guys want a more in-depth view of the camera, I suggest you go and check out their videos. I'll link both of them down in the description so you can check them out, all right? So let's get back to this one. Other problem with the macro lens is that it's manual focus only when you use it on the camera. And there's no focus peaking. So to try to get a close-up shot and not have focus peaking, to me, is kind of crazy. I mean, you want to be able to make sure that what you're focusing on is in focus. And let's just face it, with macro shots, your eyes have got to be pretty good. Now, you know, me, I'm kind of up there in age, my eyes don't work the same. So for younger people, it might be easy for you to focus without focus peaking, but I think that would have been just an added feature that they could have put in the camera just to make it easier if you're gonna give a macro lens to the people. Now, I've said all that to say this. Keep in mind that right now we are in a technology drought, right? There's not a whole lot of things that people are coming up with that's gonna give you that ooh factor, that, wow, I just really gotta have that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta keep in mind that things are moving kind of slow when it comes to advancements in technology. Companies are just trying to come up with something and add little tweaks here and there that they think might make it easier for people. So the Action 6 is definitely a great buy for somebody who's looking to get into this and wants something that's small and portable, that's easy to carry around, that's easy to use, and they don't have a bunch of money to spend on a camera, all right? Now, if you already have the Action 5 Pro, I don't know if the Action 6 is that big of an upgrade, but like I said at the beginning of the video, you spend your money on whatever you want to. If it's an upgrade for you, it's an upgrade. But in my opinion, there's nothing with the Action 6 that makes me say, oh, I need to go and grab it and you know, sell my Action 5 and go and get the Action 6. I don't think there's anything in the camera that really warrants me doing that. Now, for you, it might be different. The sensor, it might be the selling point for you. To be able to just shoot vertically, automatically, hey, that might be a selling point, especially if you're cross-posting your clips and your videos. Me, the 4:3 aspect ratio was fine. It works just fine for that. And if I want to do shorts and reels, it's easy for me to just squeeze it and do it that way. So again, keep in mind, we're in a technology drought. There's some people out here dogging the camera. There's some people out here loving the camera. It's all gonna be up to you, right? It's all gonna be on your use case scenarios and the things that are valuable to you. So just remember that when you're watching us and we're giving these reviews and our opinions, that's all they are, is our opinions. You can't go wrong buying the camera. Let me just say that. If you are an Action 5 Pro user and you decide to upgrade to this camera, You're not doing anything wrong. It's not a bad idea. You can't go wrong with the camera. It's just for me, I think I'll stick with the Action 5 Pro for now. Now, they might introduce some features into the Action 6 that make me say, okay, I think I might want it. What that would be, I don't really know. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a rear microphone on it might be something that I would be interested in. Other than that, I don't know. But hey, we'll see, all right? So look, man, if you guys enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button for me, and let me know, man, are you getting the Action 6 or you gonna stay with what you got, all right? Well, look, y'all be easy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.